Recap on Bitcoin. On the daily, we can see that we broke this previous low and we have a close below it as well. So that's not a good sign. Obviously, this bearish trend on the daily has continued since the consolidation over here and the failure to break this previous major high up there. I'm going to take this out for now. Actually, the next major high, I suppose, is this one. And so what we're seeing now is also a failure to hold the 7,500 level, at least on the daily chart. On the weekly, we could still see, a bit what in hindsight will look like support. If you just zoom out a second, 7,500 is a pretty important level. But what can easily happen is that you get a wick pushing down and then bringing us right back up, and then the candle closing, around 7,500 or whatever. That's possible. I'm not necessarily banking on that, but the reason that I've entered a long position here is several reasons. One, we have this diagonal line on the daily as a potential support here. We have another diagonal line here holding as potential support. And remember to use the word potential because support isn't expected, it's just a potential, right? We have the potential double bottom on the RSI here. We had a nice big bounce the last time we hit 20. And then, of course, if we look at, I think that the 200 is, the moving averages for the daily really don't tell us anything much other than that we're bearish now and that it's risky to make a long buy position here, which is what I'm doing anyway. But the MA is really the value. Okay, and you can't see it on Binance. If we just go to USD, you can do it on Bitstamp as well. Actually, it doesn't really make a difference. So Bitstamp, we can see that we have the 100 and the 50 moving average, which I don't think this is definitively broken yet. I think that this is a general zone of support, right? Which would have been anywhere in this zone. So and because we're at the very bottom of that, I don't think it's a definitive break. And also, I think that, that we have a potential to bounce from here, and then in hindsight, this will just look like it's supported. And it's just to scare the bears out a little bit, right? So going back to, we can actually go to USD on Bitfinex, because I think I have more set up there in terms of lines and whatnot. Yeah, so here you can see the same pattern of being close to that zone. And whoops, a mistake there. Then on the RSI, of course, as well, on the weekly, we can see that we're coming down to touch on the 40 level. Now, if we're going to stay bullish, if this move is going to maintain its bullishness, we would really want to see a touchdown around the 40 zone, because a bullish market will be generally above the 40 RSI. So again, another potential support down here. And then, I think we've already determined that this golden zone, again, it's crazy how much confluence there is here. There's the golden fib zone. Okay, there's this diagonal line, there's this diagonal line, there's the 50 and the 100, kind of potential. We've already gone a little bit below it. There's the 40 on the RSI, it's indicating that we might bounce from there. On the daily, you have the potential double bottom on the RSI. You have the volume profile here indicating, very strong volume in this area. So it's going to be very hard for the bears to just destroy this support in one foul swoop, if they can destroy it at all. And then, of course, we have the bottom of this pullback pattern, which relates to this diagonal here, where, if this is a hypothetical resistance up here, I'm going to put that in red, actually. It should be resistance on the way up. Hypothetical resistance, and it's like the long position here. If we do a one-to-one extension of this whole move up here, which I've done here, one-to-one, right? The risk to reward is potentially insane. Even if we stop out down at 5.8. Now, what I've done is I've entered, because of this whole variety of factors, I have entered and of course, there's also 4-hour bullish RSI. So I don't want to get too overexcited here, but it does seem like it's going to make a pretty big recovery some point, or at the very least, it's going to have a nice bounce up to the previous resistance of about 7,300. So really what I've done is, at first I was thinking of making a stop loss sort of below here, but I don't really want to risk that much. I'd rather play a larger position with tighter stop loss over here because it gets dodgy once we break through these these two support lines here. So what I've done is I actually entered already at 5,660 at first. Oh no, this is Bitfinex. I entered on Binance, Bitcoin USDT. So we'll just wait for that to load up. So yeah, I entered at 5,000. Do we have this level here showing up? Yeah, we do. 6,560, and then I entered more a little bit about 6,600. So I'm going to say about there. And you know, my stop loss now is super tight because, as I say, I'm not too crazy about what happens if we break this previous low. But yeah, I mean, the risk. Honestly, I don't know exactly where I'll take profit, but I'm going to play that by ear a little bit. But it is pretty important to know where to take profit, and certainly I would take profit if we reach up there. I would be looking at the 4-hour 21 moving average as well. But before I go there, I just want to highlight another few reasons why I'm entering this long position. So you can see the hourly is closed with a bullish engulfing candle here, which is really awesome. First of all, we saw the potential for it to close with a 15-minute, which was actually one of the reasons why I entered. I saw the inside bar, inside bar, inside bar. Well, actually, sorry, just two inside bars here. And then with this indecision candle, indecision though it was, although it was indecision, we closed almost like in the upper region here. So I figured, okay, the bulls had control of this inside bar action, and I just took a risk there. And now, yeah, we're just going to see how things go. This line marks the previous 15-minute high. The previous 1-hour high is marked by, well, it's all the way up there, isn't it? All the way up here, and this is probably going to coincide with the 4-hour high as well. Let's have a look. No, the 4-hour high is all the way up there. So these are the potential resistances I see going on the way up, and of course also the 4-hour 21 moving average. I do think that we will come close to those before having another move down, but we'll just see how that goes. Right now, I'm quite comfortable in my position, having entered at 6,000, average of 6,580 over here. I'm stopping out 6,515, 6,499, and 6,476. So for an average of about 6,485, something like that. And again, my risk to reward here is pretty insane. So overall, I'm pretty happy with how things are turning out, and we'll see how things go from here.